Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the Halloween Scream. This is the final community event for Call of Duty WWII, but before we get too far into the video, I would like to apologize for this video going up so late. As you guys know, it would not be a proper update to COD WWII unless something major went wrong on the part of Sledgehammer, and something major definitely went wrong when this update first went live. If you guys don't know, basically what happened is for maybe half the community, including myself, when the event went live, none of the new content could actually be accessed because our consoles thought that the event was already over. As you can see, my console already thinks it's November 6th, and therefore I don't have access to any of the new content. Thankfully, this was fixed relatively quickly, and I was able to get all of the new content, which I will be showing you guys here in this video. So on your screen right now is going to be each of the brand's new guns, as well as how many Armory credits each of them is going to cost to buy outright. In total, we have 5 new weapons, including a new assault rifle, a new submachine gun, a new bolt-action sniper rifle with a built-in suppressor, a crossbow, and the long-awaited sledgehammer melee weapon. In total, to buy all these weapons outright, you are going to need to drop 84,400 Armory credits, but keep in mind that the EMP-44 submachine gun and the NZ-41 assault rifle are the only weapons that are actually tied to the Halloween Scream event. This means their collections will be removed from the quartermaster on November 6th, so prioritize getting those ones first. The crossbow, the sledgehammer, and the new sniper rifle are all part of Operation Overlord, which means their collections will never go away and you can complete them at any time. Now, as always, whenever new weapons come to the game, people want me to tell them which ones are actually good and which ones they should actually prioritize. So here in this video, I want to give you guys my very early first impressions of each gun, but keep in mind they are early first impressions. Wait for the actual stats to come out before you make any major decisions. I recommend Exclusive Ace if you're looking for that kind of information. I'll put a link to his channel down there in the description. Let's kick things off here by talking about the Halloween Scream weapons first, because in my opinion, those are the ones you should prioritize. The EMP-44 is a really fun to use submachine gun. Everything from the fire rate, to the iron sights, to the sound the gun makes, they all just work for me. I really enjoy this gun, though I will say its recoil is actually quite tough to control downrange. All in all, I'm pretty impressed with the gun so far, but again, these are very early first impressions, but I think the vast majority of people are going to like the EMP-44 submachine gun. Next up, we have the NZ-41 full auto assault rifle. This thing hits like an absolute truck, but it has a super slow fire rate to compensate, and therefore it's pretty difficult to use if you want to implement a rush heavy playstyle like you typically see here in my videos. Now, don't get me wrong, the gun is actually really good if you're ready for a gunfight, right? The same way the light machine guns are really good if you're already ready for the gunfight, but if you're like me and you like to run around and hit fire and pull up your sights and try to kill people with your reaction time, this probably isn't going to be the gun for you, because it's really outclassed by a lot of different weapons like fast-firing submachine guns and fast-firing rifles like the STG, the Volkssturmgewehr, and the M1941. Once again, this gun actually is a pretty powerful rifle, but you have to play with it a certain way to be effective, and for that reason, I think I like the EMP-44 a bit more because it's a bit more versatile as a submachine gun, but the NZ-41 is no slouch either. Next up, we have the SDK 9mm bolt-action suppressed sniper rifle. That's a mouthful, but it's worth it because in my opinion, this is actually one of the best sniper rifles in the entire game, and I can say that even after only using it for a very short period of time. So obviously you're going to see a lot of comparisons between this gun and the Delisle sniper rifle, and for good reason, right? They're both bolt-action snipers that have built-in suppressors, and apparently in real life, this gun actually inspired the Delisle, but the thing is, in-game, this thing is the objectively better Delisle sniper rifle, at least in terms of damage. If you guys don't know, the Delisle can get you a one-shot kill from the upper chest and above. Well, the SDK 9mm here can get you a one-shot kill from the waist and above, and that's pretty freaking powerful for a weapon that has a built-in suppressor. This thing actually has the same one-shot kill zone as the Kar 98K, but also it's suppressed by default, which keeps you off the minimap. So if you run this thing with the Mountain Division, you're pretty much a ghost, and as a result, it's a really powerful gun, and that's why I say it's one of the better sniper rifles in the entire game. It's basically a Kar 98K with a built-in suppressor. I imagine there are going to be some small discrepancies, like maybe a slower aim down sight speed or something like that, but by and large, it's a really freaking good sniper rifle. Next up, we have the crossbow. This is something the fans have wanted to be in the game for a very long time, and it performs pretty much exactly how you would expect it to. By default, it fires a single bolt that has a bit of a travel time and can get you one-shot kills if you hit the opponent in the upper chest and above. If you level up the crossbow, you can unlock new attachments like the explosive tip, the tri-bolt, the fast bolt, and all sorts of other attachments, which will obviously make this this weapon a lot better and a lot easier to use, but we're still talking about a crossbow here, right? Like, I think it's going to be a fun gun to use. I would say it's actually good in some situations, but it's not going to be wildly overpowered or game-breaking or anything like that. It's just going to be a fun secondary to run, and it's also going to be good in certain situations, like you guys are seeing here in this gameplay. And finally, we have the sledgehammer melee weapon. Now, you guys know I really don't care about melee weapons. Never have and probably never will, because they're basically just reskins of knives, but this one here is a lot of fun to mess around with. Even though it performs exactly like all the other knives in the game, it has this really satisfying and heavy feel to it, and also looks really good when you pair it with the right camo. I think the best way to describe how the sledgehammer feels is to say that it feels a lot like the heavy weapons that you find in the Elder Scrolls franchise and in the Fallout franchise, which is a cool feeling here in Call of Duty. So all in all, I think it's a fun melee weapon to use, and big ups to Sledgehammer for not price gouging the entire community. We've seen some very expensive melee weapons in the past, but this one costs about 7,000 Armory credits, which basically means anybody can have access to it. That pretty much does it for all the brand new weapons, but as you guys know, when it comes to these community events, we get a lot more than just new weapons added to the game. We also get a bunch of cosmetic items that can be unlocked over at the Quartermaster, as well as be found in supply drops. One of the things I've actually been showing you guys this entire video is the brand new Trick or Treat camo, which when I first unlocked it, I thought it would be terrible, but in fact, I think it's actually one of the coolest looking camos in the game. So most of the time, this is going to run you 550 Armory credits to unlock it for an entire weapon type, and I think the reason why it looks so good is actually because of community feedback. Back during Days of Summer, we had that community challenge, which gave us the beachside camo, and a couple of people had their camo glitch out, which basically got rid of all the sand and showed what the camo looked like, just being all blue and awesome looking, and a lot of people wanted that to be an actual camo in the game. Well, that's pretty much exactly what we got here with the Trick or Treat camo, except we also have some spooky Halloween decals on it, which I personally think looks pretty good. So all in all, I'm a big fan of that camo. I'm actually surprised how good it looks. But speaking of events and speaking of community challenges, a brand new challenge just went live today with this event. This one is going to be pretty tough though, because roughly 90%, maybe even more of the community is going to be migrating to Black Ops 4 in just 10 days time, and so as a result, I'm not sure if this one's actually going to get completed. So the challenge is for us to collectively get 60 million melee kills, not gun kills guys, melee kills. For doing this, we're going to get a new emblem, a new title, a ghost weapon charm, a candy corn camo, which actually sounds kind of cool, as was a brand new helmet. As of this recording right now, the event went live a couple of hours ago, and we already have 150,000 melee kills, but I'm still really skeptical about whether or not we're actually going to be able to hit that 60 million mark before the event ends on November 6th. I mean, so many people are going to be playing Black Ops 4, but then again, I have seen a lot of people in the comments say they have no intention whatsoever of playing Black Ops 4, and that they're just going to play this game for another year straight, which more power to those guys. It's really good to hear, but I still just don't know if we can possibly hit 60 million melee kills throughout the month of October. But I suppose time will tell, ladies and gentlemen, but for right now, that's all I have for you guys here in this video. That is the Halloween Scream event here in Call of Duty World War II. Where does the time go, man? Like, it seems like just yesterday we were playing the Winter Siege event, and now suddenly it's October. Black Ops 4 is 10 days away, and the final event is here for Call of Duty World War II. Now, keep in mind, they are likely going to bring back the old events throughout the entire year of 2018 going into 2019. I imagine we are going to see Winter Siege come back, and Shamrock Gnaw, and all of those things, but in terms of new events, and new content, and new things being added to the game, I think this is pretty much it for Call of Duty World War II, which is a really weird feeling. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.